What's up YouTube, Dad here from Zephyr Wargames, bringing you test hands of the UA deck profile that I did yesterday. So this is just to show you guys the consistency of the deck and just kind of how you play it, like what you search out for, what you kind of go for, what you kind of aim for. Now UAs can go both ways. They can go first and they can go second. So we'll start off doing 5 hands going first and then 5 hands going second. Now obviously it's an older style deck, so they do want to go, when they go first they want to be aiming for their defensive cards, and then when they're going second they want to just like clear back row and push the game. So without further ado, we'll crack straight into it. So we'll go with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice to see Stadium off the bat as well. So let's start off with Stadium, put that up there. Let's special our Teratop, use Teratop's effect to search out Tuckertongbok. So this is going first, which really sucked actually, because it's quite a nice going second hand. Have I gone past it already? No, there's one there. Second one right on top, typical. Add that, special that. Now you can overlay that and go into, well, to be honest, if we're going first, I'd rather go Totem Bird because we've got the midfielder in hand, so I don't think you need to special that midfielder. So if we normal the midfielder, use Stadium's effect to search. Let's search out Perfect Ace. Then let's bounce midfielder back for Ace. Now both of these will gain 500 attack because of Stadium. Now you have two options. You can, I would say, set your warning, just because you can clear out. But then by leaving these two in hand, you've got two, you could set the Call of Hornet, but at the moment it's not very useful. And you don't really want to discard your midfielder. You can do, but you don't want to. So if you keep it like this, during your opponent's turn, being more defensive, you've got a warning to negate a summon, you've got a Perfect Ace discard to negate an effect, and you've got a Totem Bird to detach and negate a spell and trap. So it's got quite a bit of defensive power there because you've got 3 ways of negating. And then obviously during your next turn, if you've still got the midfielder in hand, you can normal it, search it off, and go from there. So it's quite a nice defensive first hand. Let's go with hand test number 2. So like I said, it's a really fun deck. I quite enjoyed playing it when it came out. It was a little bit harder to find because not many people knew about it, so they didn't really care about the cards. But it's one of them ones that just goes under the radar. If you're on a really tight budget, you can make it. And if you make it your main deck and you tweak around with it, you can probably make it really competitive, and people just won't expect it as much. But like I said, it was missing that final piece. Oh, look, this is a lot better as well. Again, going first, it kind of sucks. Now, I wouldn't use Stadium right now because I'm pretty sure the gaining of 500 is mandatory, so you don't get to choose. Yeah, so once per turn, if a UA monster or monsters is special summoned to your side of the field, all monsters you currently control gain 500. So you don't get a choice to activate that. So I would honestly go special Teratop, Teratop's effect, Tuckertongbok, special Tuckertongbok, go into Invoker. Well, you've got 2 ways of doing this. You can go into Invoker if you want, or you can be more protective and go into Totem Bird. Purely because you've got Monk there, but you don't really want to be discarding either of those two just yet. So let's go, alright, let's go Invoker. Let's detach Invoker for midfielder. Now this is where it gets interesting. So you can play the Stadium. Now you can, if you want to, tribute off midfielder. If you want to. Tribute him off to get that. Then use Stadium's effect to search out whatever. You could search your midfielder back out. There is method in my madness, bear with me. So let's say we search our midfielder back out. Alright. Special midfielder. Invoker goes up to 21. special goalkeeper, and then end. If you wanted to be more defensive, you could obviously, this could be your perfect ace, and you could have specialed your perfect ace out off the search of stadium. But like this, you've now got midfielder can protect himself, and invoker is on 21, so he's not as easy to beat over. So again, it's really down to how you would like to have played it. Like I said, you could have gone into ace, and then you would have had goalkeeper in hand and no midfielder. But then it doesn't really matter about midfielder because you've got monk next turn. So let's see what our next turn would. You've got your dreadnought. So next turn you could have been more. If invoker survives, use invoker's effect, and go from there. So again, it's not that bad of a defensive one. I suppose it really does come down to. I mean, another card that I would like to play in this is Reflesia. So you can easily change up some of the traps. You've got Reflesia targets, and that helps you be more defensive on the first turn, especially with Summoner Monk and Midfielder. And if you're going to take out the Terratop engine, I'd probably highly recommend Reflesia for the pure fact that you could, you know, if you put in the Fire and Ice hands, or if you put in Reborn Tengus, you've also got more rank for level 4 targets. Anyway, test hand number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that hand sucks. Yep, that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a brick hand. You're boned in that. Yeah, that ain't helping anyone. That is the risk you do run, unfortunately. Can only do what I'm drawing into, so there's only so many times you can top deck a Terratop. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Much better. Much better. Thank you. So this is fourth. This is the fourth turn going first. Terratop, Tuggenborg, standard. We've got a midfielder, so let's go Totem Bird. Let's Stadium. Let's midfielder. Let's search for. Let's search for another midfielder, because either way I'm going to bounce that back, put down ace to be more defensive, and then I've got 3 discard targets and go from there. Really, if you wanted to, you could. If you wanted more monsters on the board, you could tribute this off, and you could set. No, you don't want to set that. Sorry. Tribute that off, normal that, and then his effect will kick in to bring back ace. So you could end the board like that if you wanted to, but your stadium's effect would all be used up. Only Totem Bird would have the power boost. Anyway, right, let's do our final test hand going first and see how defensive we can be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, a hell of a lot better. Well, Punny Box, defensive, Terratop, Tuggenborg. Unfortunately, you will have to use possibly Invoker on this one. Invoker, detach. Midfielder. Now, again, you've got 1 or 2 options at this moment in time. You could bounce back midfielder, go into black blocker. You've got protection there. Actually, no, that's a good thing. You do that, then activate your stadium, then normal your midfielder, then search out your ace, then bounce back your midfielder, special your ace, and 21. Obviously, these are defense, so it doesn't really matter. And then you've got penalty box to protect you. You've got warning to take them out. You've got a card that will negate and switch to defense mode, special summons. And you've got perfect ace, which will negate an effect. So yeah, that is another really good defensive board. Obviously, the only issue is, you know, going more defensive, you're going to get hit, or showing your hands early like that, you are going to get targeted and hit quite a bit. Anyway, now let's start going on the offensive. Let's start searching out those bigger beaters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, normal monk, effective monk. Now again, note, when going second, I can't guarantee what my opponent's going to be playing. This is all if they have no responses. If ever I open up in my 6 cards in MST, I'm always going to use it first to clear back row just to be safe. But yeah, monk's effect for... Where are you? Midfielder. Unfortunately, we do have a very defensive hand lineup, which kind of sucks, but, you know, that's the way of the game. Now, depending on what my opponent's got, I could Gargoyle Samurai it if I wanted to. Otherwise, probably going to go set your call, set that, whoops, sorry. I would probably say, let's go, it depends on what they've got, because I mean you would bounce back, block because he's your stronger attacker at this moment in time, attack with that, bouncing back, go with ace, ace is now protected for the 3rd turn, and you've got your warning and call set. You could have obviously gone into an XYZ if you wanted to. You could have gone into Dark Rebellion Dragon. I mean, that's the other thing as well. You can easily put the Dark Rebellion Dragon in here and its rank up card. So that's certainly an option. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What we got? Interesting. Special Terratop. Search out your tokens on board, you might as well. Deck thin a little bit. Tokens on board. Special that bad boy. Again, this is on the hopes that my opponent doesn't have any reactions to me. Oh. Bad draw. The left shoot. Sondale. I think it's only fair. I should probably redo that. But I'll show you what I'll do with this hand and I'll redo that. I won't count this as a hand. So this is the second one going first. We'll redo it. So you... ideally, you could probably go, if we're going offensively, Invoker, Detach, get your midfielder out, bounce back your midfielder, go into Rebounder, give Rebounder the jersey if you wanted to, or you could normal summon your midfielder and give him the jersey, depending on what your opponent's got. With the jersey, you're going to do double battle damage plus 2 attacks. The only issue with normal summoning your midfielder is you've got no way of recycling that, so during your next standby phase you're going to be banishing your midfielder and losing your jersey. But the hope is by using this you're going to win this turn anyway. And then you've got your 2 defensive cards. So that's what I would have done with that hand. Should it have not been a legal draw, because I left a card out of the deck. Anyway, so let's redo turn number 2, test hand number 2 going second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's quite a nice hand. Terratop. Can I get multiples on board? How offensive can I be? Tuckenborg, special Tuckenborg. Let's get a midfield already. You go in Invoker. So Invoker is probably more your offensive touch. Detach, special your midfielder. Let's bounce our midfielder back for 1 slugger. Let's activate Stadium and normal our midfielder. Use Stadium's effect. We're going second, so let's go insane. Let's go as strong as we possibly can. Let's go with Dreadnought Dunker. Then let's... This is where it gets interesting. Because midfielder's effect is during your player's turn, you can target another one. So if you wanted to, these are the 2 ways you're going about it. Attack with Slugger, attack with midfielder, attack with Invoker. Midfielder's effect, bounce back Slugger, drop him down, attack. But then only after all that's happened will they get the boost. So you'd probably go attack, effect, bounce, each game 500, attack, 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 target and pop a card. And then during main phase 2, you'd probably go special, special, good luck, I've got something that's going to put your stuff in defense and negate its effects. I've got something that's going to protect it. 28 defender, 27 defender, and he's on 21. So that's the way you can play that. That's how offensive these guys can be. But it is a very thin line, as you saw in the opening hand. If I didn't get that Terror Top, or even Summoner Monk would have been bad in that situation, because I would have had to discard the Stadium. But if you don't see your Summoner Monks, your Terror Tops, or your midfielder, it can brick your hand quite badly. Anyway, this is going second, and this is our third test stand, so 4, 5, 6. Now that's not really that nice, is it? Gosh, wow. Terror Top. Going offensively, so bring it. Terror Top, Invoker, Detach, Special, boom, 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 boom. Our third midfielder. See what I was saying? Not seeing them, and now you've got all 3 plus Terror Tops in hand. I mean, come on! So you can, if you want to, normal this midfielder. No, hang on, do we want to do that? No, we don't want to do that. What we want to do is, if we... Let's have a look. If we tribute him off, he'll bring back the midfielder. But then you can't bounce him out for himself anyway. If we bounce back that midfielder for the rebounder, we've still got a normal summon left, but then you're just going to end up with the same kind of end board just by normal summoning that. You haven't got no spells to discard for that, so that's pointless. So yeah, your best end offensive board is like that. One way or another, the way you do it. So again, still relatively offensive. It gets you 3 monsters on board in a turn, which is why people want that blooming raw sphere mode. But not that these will be that much of a threat for that. Anyway, let's go with test hand number 4, going second. So again on that one you would have done 16 plus 12. Actually, I take that back. That could have been a lot better. So you've got your Evoker, you've got your midfielder. Actually, no, I don't think you can bounce it back for itself. Let me double check. All the fine details. Where are you, midfielder? Stop hiding from me. No, I take it back. You could have done that. So with your midfielder, your rebounder, and let's say that's your Invoker, you could attack with your rebounder, midfielder's effect, bounce back, rival rebounder. So his second effect, not his own special summon effect. Where are you? Brought out your other midfielder. So it would have taken a lot of messing around, and then you could have attacked with that for another 12 and then overlaid if you wanted to. Could you have done more than that? I wonder. Do that. Can't remember what we had. So we had a midfielder on board, but we hadn't normal summoned. So yeah, you could have. Let me think about this. If you tributed off, no, still would have been the same. But yeah. Okay, let's do this test hand number 4, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or was the? I don't blooming know what's going on. I've lost my own train of thought. Right, going second. Like I said, every time I draw an MST, I would clear back row. So we're always going to assume that there is some sort of back row there. And then on this one, all you've got is you've got a Terror Top engine. You go into your Invoker. You bring out your midfielder. So let's say that's our midfielder. You would then probably normal your Monk. You could overlay your Monk, and you've got a rank 3 and a rank 4 on board with a Cool and a Vanities. So pretty standard on that one. Right, let's do one more test hand going second. Like I said, it's not. I personally wouldn't drop huge amounts of money into this deck. It's just something if you're like, I really want to change. I want to try something different. I want to try a different like deck mechanic, the way it works by bouncing its own stuff back to get bigger beaters on board. It's a really nice deck to try out. So, final hand going second. Let's see if we can get. It would be very nice to get an OTK off on this one, but I doubt it. What's that? 5, 6. Okay, Terratop. We're gonna go standard on this one, aren't we? Search your token on board because you can. Wherever the second one is, overlay that. Go into Invoker, detach. Bring out your midfielder. What have we got now? So we've got a Slugger in hand. Haven't normal jet. Let's activate Stadium. Let's normal midfielder. Let's Stadium's effect on midfielder to search out. We want to be offensive, so let's go with Dreadnought. Where are you? That's Rebounder. Dreadnought. Okay, so let's play this out. Got one or two options. You could bounce back midfielder straight away. Again, depending on what my opponent's got. Bring out Dunker. Now, Dunker goes up to 3k, 17 and 21. So you can go attack, 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 effect to pop another card. Midfielder's effect, bounce back Dreadnought, ace, ace of 15, main phase 2, special Dreadnought off of his own effect through midfielder, then special midfielder over ace, and then like that. So that's how you can end the board. Now, if you want to leave a midfielder on board, then you can cut all of this out, and then that's how you'd end it. If you haven't already killed him, let's be honest. So, if my opponent doesn't have anything too major on his side of the field, if he's only got 16, so let's say he's got 1500, I attack over that, so that's 100, 24. Well, you probably do like that. So 15, so you take 100 damage. Tap for 12. Effect. Bounce. Dreadnought. So we're on 13. 3k. So 40... 43. 6k. Where have I gone wrong? I would have wanted to use one of these effects. Let's try this again. Right, no effects used. Special that. Right, 21, 17, and 3k. So, 17, 3k, effect, bounce, 15, 21. Could you do that more? Let's have a look. Can I use... No, you can only use one midfielder once per turn. So by doing that, let's say the 17 is enough to clear. Then you're doing 3 and popping, 4, 5, 1, 6, 7, 6. I think something like that. Math skills on point. Anyway, yes, they can be quite offensive. Yeah, oh, take the camera out. Yes, they can be quite fun. I know that did take a while, but I hope you did stick with it, and I hope this helped, and I hope this gave you an idea of a nice little deck that, you know, to give you a change from the ABCs and the, you know, the DDDs and everything else. So it's a little bit fun. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give a big thumbs up to the video. And as always, guys, with Raging Timbers coming out next week, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.